Hello, beautiful manifestors. It is Olivia Grace, and I am back with another video. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Neville's concept of everyone as you push out. How do we create for others? How do we create others? How do we change people's behavior? How do we manifest their behavior in the first place, right? So I'm going to try and cover that as quickly as I can. I only have like 30 minutes. So hi, Manon. So I'm going to really try and just focus and get through. Hey, Edge, because I have a session. So I have to really focus on what I'm saying. But I love you all so much. I'm sending you guys so much love. I am Olivia Grace. This is the Master Manifestors channel. Hey, Summer. Hey, Lyric. And here I talk about manifestation, law of assumption, all things like that. So if you're interested, then like the video, subscribe, come be a part of this channel, share the video. Hey, Divine Blossom, Althea, Lee, Brown Bunny, all my bays are here. Hey, Ivy. So, okay, beyond that, I am having a group coaching for specific person manifestation, and that is starting August 5th. So if you guys are interested, you have like maybe 3 or 4 days left, because I have to get your session, your one-on-one with me first. So if you're interested, then send me an email, you guys, okay? And if you want to work with me one-on-one, then that is in the description as well. Hey, Wanderer. Hey, Brian. Hey, Monique. You feel like you're stalking me? That's fine. Hi, Carla. Hi, Jess. All right, guys. So let's get started, right? How do we, hey, seeded fruit, thank you, beautiful. How do we actually create? What is like everyone as you pushed out? Like, how does that even work, right? So, okay, it's on many different levels, all right? So let's start with the general level, right? So like, here's something that everybody says, well, I just met this person. I don't even know them. And they showed up being an a-hole, right? So there are many different levels on how that could be manifesting, right? So the first level is a general assumption, right? We all have general assumptions about, like people, groups of people, right? So you might have a general assumption about, let's say men in general, right? That men are liars, men are cheaters. So out of the plethora of men where there are liars and cheaters, and there are faithful people, and there are people that are loving, and there are people that are kind, and there are people that are narcissists, and there are people that are toxic, out of that selection, the one that you will find your interaction with, right, is going to be the one that matches that general assumption, right? Now, let's back up a little bit, even behind this, right? So your self-concept, right? I have a story coming up, so I'm going to say it really quick. I was talking with my best friend, and she's a Leo, and you guys know Leos love themselves, right? So we were talking, and, we were talking about men cheating, and I was telling her, like, we were just talking about that, and she was like, I've never ever even considered that. I've never even thought of that. Like, I don't even assume that a guy would ever cheat on me. I don't even think about that. And I was like, wow, I thought that was just a universal thing that women thought about men. You know what I mean? And she's like, I never even considered that. And it has to do with how you feel about yourself. Hi, Karina. Hey, the world is my oyster. So it has to do with how you feel about yourself, right? So I'm going to draw my picture that I've been drawing in all my sessions, and I drew on all my self-concept videos. But I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. So you have your core belief, right? Let's say your core belief is something like, I'm unwanted, right? And so from I'm unwanted, that's going to stem out into more specific beliefs and assumptions, right? So, hey, Ashley, that's going to stem out into more specific beliefs and assumptions, right? So those more specific beliefs and assumptions are going to stem out into the behavior, the situations, the circumstances that you find yourself in. Hi, Lisa. So But it starts from this core, right? So what I was saying with my best friend, her core is I'm the best, right? It's Leo energy, right? So if I'm the best, then she's going to have a specific belief that, well, of course, they're only going to choose me because I'm the best, right? And that's going to come out in her beliefs and assumptions where a guy is choosing her, right? For instance. But if I have the belief that I'm unwanted, so if I'm unwanted or I'm not enough, right? Let's take that one. I'm not enough. If I'm not enough, then this person is going to be looking for something that I don't have in somebody else. And then that's going to manifest him cheating, texting other girls, doing all these things, right? So let's get back to everyone is you pushed out. And I want to cover this quickly because I'm at like, what, 23 minutes that I can cover this. So your self-concept is going to give way to the general assumptions that you have about people in general, right? The group of people. Thank you, Jess. Right? So the group of people, whether that be an assumption about boys that are over 6 feet, right? Whether that be an assumption about girls who, I don't know, don't have their dad in their life, whether that be assumptions over, whatever the assumption over the group, right? You have these general assumptions, and most of the time you're not aware of your general assumptions. You just have this belief about a certain group of people that they are this way and they show up that way, right? So before I even continue, realize, you guys, this whole world is your dream. This whole world is your play, right? And so your play, you're the director, you're the producer, you're the one in charge, and you are putting people into roles, right? So you decide, okay, I met you, and because you're over 6 feet, I have an assumption that all guys over 6 feet are fuckboys. So I'm thinking that, even though I'm not even aware that I'm thinking that, right? But what I'm thinking is, I have that general assumption. Then I get to know you, and of course I'm attracted to you. You're over 6 feet. So I'm like, oh gosh, wow, I'm hoping for the best, right? But that sneaky assumption in the back of my mind is like, you know what? He's a fuckboy. So then he's gonna prove you right? He's gonna prove you right and be a fuckboy, right? And then you're gonna say, see, I knew it. All men are this way, right? All men over 6 feet, they're this way, right? So you put him into that role, though. You decided, hey, Ashley, you decided that, well, you're a fuckboy, so they have to confirm your assumption. And this is the thing, you guys, okay? This is the thing. Let me go back to my drawing really quick. Gosh, I don't know which one because I draw these all day long. So here's what happens. You have the feeling, I'm not wanted, right? And you take that feeling into, okay, well, or no, I'm not enough. So if I'm not enough, he's going to be looking for what he needs in other girls. And if you believe and assume that, then he is going to be looking for what he needs in other girls, right? And so then you find this happens, and you're like, oh my gosh, like all guys are this way. I'm going to affirm here, right? I'm going to affirm like, no, he wants me and only me. But you have beneath that, you have a belief and assumption that I'm not enough. No, I'm not enough for one guy, right? He's going to be looking for what he's missing. So even though you're affirming here, this is still expressing, right? So maybe you're getting the hot and cold, or maybe he's like, I like you, but I don't want to commit to you. You could be my number one, but you can't be my only one, right? And all that's stemming from the core belief here, right? That I'm not enough. So when you're addressing this gives way to a healthier belief and assumption that's more specific, right? Your general assumption about yourself leads to a more specific assumption, which leads to a very specific situation. So when you come here and you affirm here and you address here, that's going to lead you automatically into more pleasant and lovely situations, okay? It's going to automatically put that person in the role. Something Dylan James said was he never worried about who was a fuckboy or who was what. He was like, because I know I'm wifey, right? I'm wifey. If I'm the one, I know it's not about what you do, right? And that's why everybody's so focused on what they do, and they're focused on blaming and shaming, right? If you're still at the point of blaming and shaming your SP, you guys should go watch my stages of manifesting an SP. You're still kind of a little behind because you're not seeing that you created it. Now that triggers people, right? Created it. How could you say that I created it, right? How could you say that I created this circumstance? I didn't create that, right? But it's happening automatically. Just like I said, it's stemming from your core belief. It's a byproduct of how you feel about yourself. So yeah, you're not in the mirror like, SP's gonna leave me, SP's gonna leave me, SP's gonna leave me. But deep down, you feel like I'm abandoned. Deep down, you have that inkling anxiety that's like, ooh, it's only a matter of time until he gets tired of me, right? And then it hardens into fact and confirms it. So realize, that's what I was going to say, is that when you are affirming for their behavior, realize that your core belief has to express, right? So even if your guy, right, even if your guy is like, he wants to be faithful to you, right? He wants to be faithful to you, but you assume he's a cheater. He's gonna come across the baddest bitch in the world that is just like, come behind the building right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna be his experience. He has to confirm it for you, okay? Just the same way that we have to confirm all of our other assumptions. This is why circumstances don't matter, because your belief and assumption is going to harden into fact no matter what. So whatever your belief and assumption is, whether it's in your favor or it's not, whether you know about it or not, whether you're aware of what it is or not, it's going to manifest, okay? So our general assumptions lead us to specific assumptions, right? So I have like how do we affect other people? So let me tell you guys a couple of stories. When I was living with my really toxic ex, right? And of course, he was also a reflection of me, right? But I would go to work, and I remember at work, everybody at work really loved me. They adored me. They were just like, you're amazing. Like, you're just this. You're going to be the next Oprah. And then I would go home, and he would kind of see me, like, I won't say dumb, but like, just like unimportant. I won't even say that, because I was important to him, but he didn't value my mind, right? He thought I was just like, girl, you just need to be in the house and pregnant and having babies. Like, that's what you're here to do, right? And so I would go home and I would like, this is what I mean, like how it feels when people put you in a role, right? So I would feel really bitchy around him, and I would feel really angry. And it was not how I usually felt. I didn't feel that way around my friends, around my coworkers, around my family. Around him, I felt angry and bitchy and all of this stuff. And I was probably also picking up on his energy, right? Because he had a lot going on. But another thing was, I want to show you guys how it's not like, because a lot of us are like, well, it's this person and they're ignoring me and they don't choose me and they do this. But realize that it doesn't even matter, even if the person likes you, right? So let me get into the story and this will explain. There was a girl, so it's my best friend. My best friend had another friend that we would hang out with, right? And I liked the friend. I thought she was cool, but she had this like secret belief that I didn't like her, which was not true at all. So how that manifested in her reality, right? And meanwhile, I'm not even knowing this. I'm thinking everything's cool. So how that manifested in her reality was every time she would text me, I would somehow miss the text. Like, you know how sometimes you open a text and you forget to respond and then it goes all the way down to the bottom of your text? That would happen. Or, she would call me and I wouldn't answer. I'd be like, it was like every time she tried to like bob, I would weave, right? Every time she would try to talk to me, I would somehow miss it. And it was never me being like, I don't like her, I'm not going to talk to her, right? It just had to express. I had to confirm to her that I don't like her, right? It had to appear to her that I don't want to talk to her. I don't like her. I wasn't even aware of it until one day she just blew up at me on Snapchat and was like, you think you're all that, you think you're this and that, and I know you don't like me, and I know this and all this stuff. And I was like, what? Like, what? I was so confused, right? But this is what I'm saying, you guys. So if you have a belief that I'm not good enough or I'm unwanted, people have to confirm it to you. So the more that you are so worried about them, hey, Winter, the more that you're so worried about them, right? And trying to force them and trying to fix them and not addressing what's going on here, the more it's just going to continue to manifest. Okay? It's going to continue to manifest because that's where it's stemming from, okay? Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is to wish for others what you would wish for yourself. This is a fundamental rule that Neville teaches, okay? And a lot of you guys are not going by that rule, and that's cool. You know what? I'm not your mom, right? I don't need to tell you guys what's right and wrong. And everybody is you pushed out, right? People have taken that far, right? People have taken that to the point of, well, nobody has feelings. I'm the only person that's really like the player here, right? And in my opinion, I don't believe that. We're all players. We all have our own individual Oculuses on, right? And so we're present in each other's reality, in each other's game, in each other's dream. But everybody has their own thing that they've got going on. But you are in control of your reality, right? Thank you, Lisa. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Stacy. Hey, Lee. So you are in control of your reality, though, right? And they're in control of theirs. But that doesn't mean that we should do horrible things to other people and wish horrible things for other people. I'm gonna tell you guys this: if y'all come at me with some trying to ruin people's lives type shit, I'm not gonna help you. So don't come at me with that shit. I will kindly send you your money back and cancel your session, because I'm not about that. Okay? Like, a lot of you guys, I'm gonna say it, okay? And this doesn't apply to everybody, but a lot of you guys trying to manifest people to get divorced, like manifest breaking up people's relationships and things like that. And here's the thing: if that's your soulmate and like that's your ex and you know whatever, you created it all anyway, right? But if it's just like, oh, I saw this cute guy in the store and you know he had a wife and a daughter and I think he should be mine, so I want to manifest him away. That's crazy. Okay? That's so like insensitive. If wish for others what you would wish for yourself. If there was a powerful goddess, right, using her power to wish that you and your husband got a divorce, what kind of person would you think that she was? Right? You'd be like, that's an evil witch, right? You wouldn't be like, that's a loving goddess, that's amazing. And you guys can logicize it to yourselves however you want. But that inkling inside of you that tells you it's wrong is your morals, it's your conscience, right? And I know people want to school me on Neville, like I haven't read it and I don't know. And oh, well, you're choosing a different reality. Yeah, but there is a bridge, you guys. There is a bridge. What do you think the bridge is going to be? Do you really think he's going to wake up and his wife is just going to be gone one day and you're going to be there? No, right? Wish for others what you would wish for yourself. And this is the thing, you guys. Some people wouldn't honestly care, you know, like to be real, some people just don't have that respect around relationships and, you know, marriages and things like that. And if you wouldn't mind somebody doing that to you, then do it. You know what I mean? Right? So then do it. But I'm just saying, like, wish for others what you would wish for yourself. Okay? Stop doing harm to people. Neville never taught that, you guys. That's that law of YouTube shit, right? Neville literally said, if somebody asks me, or if I know somebody that needs something, and if I would wish it for myself, then I wish it for them. Because this is the thing, you guys, we're all one. That's the thing. When you hurt others, you hurt yourself. That's the thing, period. And it's not a karma type of thing, because I don't even necessarily believe in karma per se, but we're all one. So you can't hurt others without hurting yourself. Now, if you don't give a fuck, hey, do your thing. You know what I mean? Y'all know me. I don't give a fuck about what some people think either. You know, do your thing. But I'm just saying, you know. And if you are going to manifest something like that, manifest for the good of all, right? Harm to none, good of all. Everybody involved is prospering. Because this is the thing. This is the opposite side of it, right? Is that, yeah, there are some people that are in marriages that are not, like, they're not happy in their marriage. They're not with their right person. I'm pretty sure half of y'all on this live have been or are in a marriage that's not actually really the one that you should be in, you know? So I'm not saying anything against that, right? When you have to gauge for yourself. But me personally, you know, I mean, there are exceptions, you know what I mean? There's definitely exceptions, but yeah, you know, you have to kind of gauge that for yourself. Hey, Kivani. All right, you guys. So everyone is you pushed out. You are putting people into the role that you assume that they're in, okay? You have a general assumption about them. You have specific assumptions about them. And how do you change that, right? How do you manifest for others? This is one of the best things about the law of assumption, is that you can manifest for others. Is that you decide, you guys, you decide that they are like this now, right? Hey, Silver King. They were like that, right? But now they're like this. You want to change your assumptions about them on the general level. So again, if you have assumptions about guys that are over 6 feet are all fuckboys, well, then you need to change that, right? Then you want to change your specific assumptions about this person, right? Oh, they ghost me all the time, or he's a player, or he's that. Okay, change that, right? But beyond all of that, first come here. why did you assume he was a player in the first place, right? Why is that directly where your mind went to? His phone buzzed, he looked at it, you was like, I know that's another bitch, I know it. Why? Because you're insecure, right? That's why. So when you work on the insecurity within and the expectation and all the core beliefs that say love is not safe, so go ahead and assume the worst, right? And that's where your assumption began. Whole time it was his mom, like, hey babe, I called you earlier, you didn't answer, are you okay? And you assume right then he's a fuckboy, and you think about it every time his phone goes off. I know it's a bitch. I know it's a bitch. I know it's a bitch. Until guess what? Lo and behold, one day it is. That's the day you'll check his phone, and it'll be a bitch, right? So your core belief, your self-concept, right, is where it begins, so that you can conceive. If you don't believe you're good enough, right, you're not going to be able to conceive and hold the idea that you are enough for this person. We think it's everything else. It's social media. It's this. It's you know, love is lost. Chivalry is dead. No, it's your beliefs and assumptions that's matching you up with the direct match. And this is the thing, you guys. It's not a match to where you're a fuck girl and he's a fuck boy, right? It's he's a fuck boy and you are the match. You're the girl that is assuming that guys are fuck boys, right? You're gonna come and meet together. Right? So start with your self-concept, then go to your general assumptions about men, love, relationships. What are your assumptions around that? What are your assumptions around even something, let's take health, right? And I'm going to cover this really quickly. Maybe, you know, you have a assumption that, you know, once you get over 40, your health starts to decline. So now your dear old auntie just turned 41 and her health is declining, right? And you want to manifest her well. Well, decide that she's well, right? First of all, address that assumption that all people know. Choose to see the God in others, right? Just the same way that you see the God in yourself, God is present in everybody, from the crackhead hobo on the street to the millionaire person in his penthouse and everybody in between. God is present in all, and we can like see that. Right? We can choose to see that. We can choose to identify that. Okay? So choose that. And when I manifest for others, for me, it's as simple as a decision. Like manifesting for others is actually a very good way to practice, you guys. Okay? It's a very good way to practice. And I want to pause really quick because the reason why I harp so much on wishing for others what you would wish for yourself is really quick, you guys. I had this was years ago, and I was coaching someone, and she wished harm on someone, and harm came to him, and it was bad. I'm not going to go into detail, but I had to tell that lady, I can't work with you anymore. Like, I can't. I'm sorry. That I'm not into that shit, right? I'm not into hurting anybody. I don't care what they do. That's not your problem to solve, okay? That's God's thing to solve. It's their thing to solve. It's not yours, okay? So that's why I had a bad experience with that, because I feel partly responsible as the person who is teaching you how to use the power of your mind, and someone taking that and using it for evil, okay? So I just can't be a part of that shit, you know? You do what you want. I don't even think anything wrong of you. That's the thing, you guys. I don't think anything wrong of you, because guess what? God came here to play all the roles. He came here to play the role of the person that, you know, steals somebody's husband, in the role of the person who gets their husband stolen, in the role of the person who is the husband, in the role, like, you're here to do everything, right? So I'm not blaming or shaming you. I'm just letting you know that I'm not with that shit, you know? But anyhow, when I'm manifesting for someone, I just decide. It's like this now, right? They have this now, and I keep making that decision, right? I keep making that decision. So that's all that it is. That's what I was saying. Manifesting for others is a good way to practice because you have no resistance. You don't, like, even if someone in your life is like sick and you know them to be sick, you already know that. You already accept that, well, this is their reality, right? So you're not banking on them getting better. I mean, depending on how close they are to you, right? Hey, Lola. And so but you can, and it's easy for you to do. Not, ma'am, this is a Wendy's. I can't. Oh my gosh. It's easier for you to do because there's no resistance. And it's a really lovely thing, you guys. Realize the power that you have as the God of your reality. Do you guys know how many people, and I'm not saying this as a way like, oh, look at me, but at how many people that I have put my mind to them and just cleared something completely out of their life, right? That was negative. Or took somebody out of a broke state and into a wealthy state, took somebody out of a depressed state and into a happy state. I'm telling you guys, like, when you guys tell me your comments about how your life has changed, when my clients tell me how they've shifted and how their life is so much different, they feel so much different, that makes me cry. I'm happier when the money hits my account, right? Yeah, that's nice. But seeing the actual change and being able to help somebody who felt like they were beyond help, that's a bigger gift than anything you'll ever receive, you guys. So use your imagination for lovely things on yourself and for others as well, right? And it will be returned to you. Something else, and I'll end it here, that I've noticed is, like sometimes I'll be talking with my best friend and she'll say something really profound and really just exactly what I need to hear, exactly what I need to like shift me right then. And I'll be like, wow, girl, like that was so profound. And she's like, you taught me that. So there's a chain of love, you guys. It's like so many times people are there for me, right? And I'm so grateful and I'm like, thank you so much. And they're like, you were there for me, right? You were there for me when I needed you. So realize that the love that you put out, it comes back to you, right? It comes back to you when you need it, okay? So I'm intending that this prospers you. I'm intending that you guys use your imagination on behalf of others in a lovely way, right? And I'm intending that you guys get what you want. And really, when it comes to changing people, guys, it's as simple as a decision. I don't care who it is, SP, family, whatever. You're this now, period. And watch it happen. It's easy, okay? But look within. What a part of me resonates with this? What a part of me believes I deserve this treatment? What a part of me created that, right? Not in a blame and shame way, but in a I'm the God of my reality way, okay? If you guys would like to join my Light of Love group coaching for next month, email me. You got like 3 days, so email me. If you would like to work with me one-on-one, information in the description. And other than that, I have to go because I have my session, but I want to tell every single person on here that I love you guys so freaking much. I appreciate you guys so freaking much. I adore you guys. You guys are amazing, perfect, beautiful, deserving beings of the best things in life, and you're gonna get it. That's what you're here for, okay? So sending you guys immense love, and I'll see you guys in a video soon.